Hello, and welcome to the channel. My name is Shalonda, affectionately known as Lady C Travel Pro. I am making these videos because I often get questions of how did you help your mom? So, I've decided that the easiest way to help other people know what I've done is to go ahead and record it. So I'll be making short videos about one thing at a time. If you have questions, ask the questions, and I'll of course answer as many as I can legally. So here's the story. My mom got sick in 2021, and I received a phone call that says your mom needs live-in care 24 hours a day. We need you to come home. So this was on a Friday. I asked them to send me a letter, and that Monday I went ahead and put it in and told them I was leaving, and I never went back. The reason I never went back is, one, because my mom needed more care, but two, because I was being bullied by a supervisor, and I'm like, look, I got enough on my brain. I don't have time for this. I did wind up working again, but similar situation happened with a new supervisor where I was written up for abusing leave because I had medical things to attend to, my personal things, my mom's things, and it was just a very hostile environment. So I wound up resigning from there. So that's how I became the caretaker. Life happened, adulting happened, and I made a decision. I know not everybody can make that decision. So my first tip for you, the first thing I did was I already had a plan in place. These were things I had already thought about, coming up through undergrad, going through grad school. I had already thought about what would I do if my parents went down? What would I do if my parents couldn't care for themselves or they needed additional help, whether short term or long term? So mentally, I had thought about this for years. So when I got that call, there was no I need to sit and think about it. There was no I need to make a plan for this, because the plan was already made. I had already, every time I go on a job interview, I tell them the same thing. I have to be able to leave. And that's not, oh, well, we need you on the team and you can't take a day off. I'm like, I have to be able to leave. I always tell them about my brother, but I never really mentioned my parents. I always talked about my brother because I'm like, me and my brother like this, like, yeah. So every job I went to, I said, I have to be able to leave. Like, this is not an everyday thing. This is not an every month thing. But if my brother calls, I have to be able to leave, because my brother will only call if it's urgent. So when I got that call, I'm like, my family don't call me in the middle of the day. And I immediately knew it was urgent. So have a plan. Think about it now. Your parents may not be at that age. Your family may be at that age. You may have a brother or sister, whomever it is. Make a plan. Think about it. What do you want life to look like? What are you realistically willing to give up? It may be that you're the caretaker, but they don't live with you. Maybe they're in a nursing home. Maybe they're in somebody's house. Do you have the patience to sit with them 24 hours a day? If you are not a homebody and you're used to going, you may not have the patience to sit there all day. Like, let's be honest about this. You may need a team. You may need multiple family members. Do you need people who can do 2-hour shifts, right? And then rotate? Or do some people need to say, okay, I can do 4 hours, but I can't do it every day? Like, everybody's limitations are different. And the sooner you make a plan, the easier it is to respond. I know me, I am not a homebody. However, I do have a tolerance for staying in one place for a period of time. 6 months is about my max. I'm like, after that, I'm like, okay, I gotta go. I get jittery. I need to leave. But I also know that about myself. And so to extend that time, there are other things that I could do. I knew that staying in the house for 18 months was not a thing. Like, I can't do it. So to allow myself to make that time period, it was, I need to be able to leave every single Saturday, disappear every single Sunday. What can I do to make that happen? And if I can't do it every weekend, I have to be able to do it during the week. So I made a plan. I discussed it with my father. I discussed it with my brother. Like, I have to escape. And if I don't escape, I am going to explode. And that's not pretty. So, there's my tip for you first. Make a plan. Know what your limitations are. Be honest about your limitations. Talk to your family. Talk to your friends. Talk to the insurance company. What services can you get put in place so that you don't feel trapped, that you don't feel burdened, and you can continue to provide the best help possible? Make a plan. And sometimes situations change. Know that as your life changes, your home situation changes, what you can and cannot tolerate may change. If you own your own house, you may prefer that your family member or whomever lives with you. If you don't, you may prefer that they be in a nursing home. Maybe a person, you don't really like somebody in your personal space. You may prefer that they be in a nursing home, but that somebody always be on rotation, that somebody's there, and that your loved one is never alone more than an hour. Whatever the case is, think through those dynamics and reach out to your community. Especially reach out to your church. Sometimes what you need from the church isn't money. You need people to physically show up. Just to say hello, how you doing, keep people's spirits up. Your aim here is to help the person have the best quality of life that they can. The absolute best quality of life. But they can't do that if every time you're around them, you are burdened, you are stressed, and you're talking about how worn out you are, right? You are there to help uplift them and to help them navigate through all the negativity, because being sick and having limitations and not being able to do what you want is not fun. You yourself already know this. Think about every time you catch a cold or the flu or whatever, like being restricted without putting the restrictions on yourself is not fun. So think about those things. Make a plan. Discuss it with your friends, your family. Discuss it with your team. You all, my name is Shalonda, also known as Legacy Travel Pro, and I look forward to seeing you next time.